Blackstone Publishing presents A Wild Eden by Scott Sharpe. This book is read by Christian Baskous. For my parents, Roy and Bonnie Sharpe, who provided a wild Eden for this wayward son. Chapter 1. The preacher had scarcely cleared his throat when a backfire broke the solemn, and a noxious haze drifted through my father's funeral. Zell Branham, the local farrier, stumbled from his truck and over to the graveside. I smelled the whiskey seeping from his pores from the far side of the hole. Zell ran a hand down his beard and studied the gathered mourners out the corners of his eyes, as if he was hoping nobody had noticed his arrival. But at 6'6" and closer to 350 than 300 pounds, he blocked a lot of sunlight. Mama's friend, Miss Ida Mae Sanders, jostled her way over to stand beside the big man. On her tiptoes, she snatched his hat from his head and stuffed it into his ponderous gut. He colored up, and she nodded smartly to the preacher, as if to let him know all was screwed down tight and he could proceed with his funeralizing. Her own hat appeared to be fashioned from roadkill peacock and flea-bit fox fur. She was 5'0". But whatever she might have lacked in her dimensions, she more than made up for with her zealous prosecution of etiquette. A group of women, most pierced and tattooed, huddled together, staring defiantly at the black-clad, ink-free, unpierced geriatric group that made up the better part of the bereaved. My father's long-time attorney, Lawrence T. Ramsey, stood hoe-handle straight between Zell and the inked women, his eyes fixed on the heavens, as if he was thinking deep and celestial thoughts. With his sanctimonious bearing, Larry looked more hellfire TV preacher than genteel Southern attorney at law. I half expected him to start laying down the brimstone or healing one of the women of some sin transfused into their blood by Satan's vile ink. Dad's graveside service was far from the dignified affair I would have expected. More carnival than funeral, he might have said. I was surprised my straight-as-a-plumb-line father had even known anyone with neck tattoos, much less pierced lips, noses, or eyebrows. Far as I knew, he'd never strayed much from his thin views. I couldn't seem to reconcile the departure of—
Sample complete. Ready to continue?